Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Willpower Cup as the leagues have rotated. Let's see what we're going to be using. We're going to be trying out the Mandibuzz with the Qwilfish and the Claydol in the back. Mandibuzz here running Air Slash, able to deal with these spiders a little bit better. They go for the close combat and dip. And Galarian Moltres is kind of tricky to deal with here. We are going to switch into our Qwilfish. We're going to fire off this Ice Beam. Ice Beam is going to get the shield. Looks like they are going to be able to potentially 2-shield farm down. So we're going to make them invest that second shield if they really want this. We are running the Ice Beam and Dark Pulse because we are out of TMs, but you can kind of play around with Aqua Tail or Dark Pulse. We are going to use our Mandibuzz here to try to take out this Moltres. They did indeed set a double shield. We're going to make sure we throw this Aerial Ace on good timing. Let's see if this takes it out. Doesn't quite take it out, but we are able to farm it down. We know that there's a fighter still, and now they revealed Drapion. Drapion is going to be able to take us out with the Aqua Tail. Now we have our last Pokemon to deal with the entire rest of their team. Claydol here is going to be able to deal super effective fast move pressure. However, we can survive one move. Crunch does go through and they switch into a Primeape immediately. So this means that we got to fire off the Scorpion Sand as soon as possible. And then we're going to rely on a fast move pressure. We try to catch a move, but our opponent was patient enough to wait, and they're going to be able to fire off an Aqua Tail here. So GG's to our opponent. Tough Moltres to deal with. Maybe if we had Aqua Tail right there, it would have been better, but it looks like they would have been able to farm us down anyway. So Moltres in the back, kind of difficult to deal with. All right, here we go again. We got the Mandibuzz versus the Shadow Annihilate. Looks like they were trying to catch a move, and they go into Morpeko. Morpeko is gonna not be able to deal with our Claydol here. Now the Hangry version is going to be able to, because it does have the dark move, so we're going to have to potentially shield here. Yeah, there goes the shield. So one shield farm down. Not bad. Come out with a good amount of energy. They come straight in with their Annihilate with the move already. Rage Fist does get used. Luckily, it does not take us out. It does boost up their attack, though. We fire off the Scorpion Sand, takes them out, and we see the Moltres again. So we got to do with this Moltres with 2 shields. We're going to fire off the Dark Pulse bait here. Potential Ice Beam, though. They do decide to shield, so at least we got that shield there. We're going to let this go because we think we can tank this Ancient Power. Yeah, we can tank it. And now we're just going to apply full pressure. We're going to go for this Ice Beam. This Ice Beam will get the shield or potential KO. They actually invest some more energy here, trying to get the boost and undercharge, but we're not going to allow that to happen. We're going to switch out into the Mandibuzz immediately, fire off the Aerial Ace. Does roughly 20%, 15%, and then we're going to be able to get to another Aerial Ace here for the KO. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Mandibuzz, luckily, kind of core breaking their team a little bit. I would say early indications, this Qwilfish probably needs to run Aqua Tail, but we're going to stick with Dark Pulse for now and see what happens. Okay, in this situation, Dark Pulse is actually a little bit better as we are doing stab damage, so we pressure a shield. So kind of just depends on what you're seeing, I guess. But you can see right there, they are going to be able to 1-shield farm down. We're going to come back in here with the Mandibuzz. Let's see what moveset this Claydol is running. They did charge up to a potential Ice Beam. There's the Ice Beam. And then we're going to make sure we throw this Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is super effective, but it's so tanky, it's able to tank the move. Unfortunately, they are going to be able to reach another move. We're going to have to let it go. Ice Beam does get used again, but we can tank it. So we're going to put all the marbles into our Claydol. Okay, initial matchup is pretty good. Looks like they switch back out, and we're going to fire off this Scorching Sand. Boom! Huge Scorching Sand, and now we have to deal with this Overquill. Looks like this is just a 2-shield farm down. Overquill is not going to be able to reach another move, so we're going to be able to farm down with our Claydol. So GG's to our opponents, able to win that game. 2-shield Claydol coming in clutch right now. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting core. We have the Mandibuzz and the Claydol kind of protecting each other. So let's see if it can continue. We got the Mandibuzz mirror matchup right now. This matchup here looks like they're running Snarl, so we are going to be dealing more fast move pressure, but they're going to be able to get to these charge moves quicker. So let's see how this plays out. Aero Ace does get used as well. You can see the health difference right now. We have the health advantage, but they have the energy generation advantage. We're going to be able to get to this Aero Ace right here to get it into the yellow already. We can take another move, obviously, and now it just comes down to, do we switch out or do we play this out? Our team here lends themselves into switching out, but let's see what happens here. They have a lot of energy. They're going to fire off this Aero Ace. They also get us into the red. We're going to switch out immediately, and they did have the back-to-back, so we are going to save that Mandibuzz, and we see the Claydol on the back, okay? So kind of a similar core right now. We're going to fire off this Dark Pulse, potentially getting a shield. There's the shield, and now we have to deal with this Claydol with a ton of energy. Depends on what moveset it has, right? So we're going to go into our Mandibuzz here and just tank the move. They go for the Ice Beam. So now we know that they have Ice Beam and Scorching Sand most likely. We're going to fire off this Scorching Sand of our own to chip away. We do not get the debuff, so we're going to shield here. Ends up being the Scorching Sand, and it looks like we get debuffed, unfortunately. Trying to get the farm down, but because we did get debuff, I don't think it allowed us to get to that farm down, so we're going to have to double shield here, and we see the Skunk Tank in the back, so a little bit unlucky. If we have farm down, we would have been one shield versus this Skunk Tank, and it would have been a much better situation. But because they got the debuff and we didn't, we are going to have to get KO'd with this Skunk Tank. So GG's to our opponent. Similar teams in the back. We had the Skunk Tank on our opponent's side, and we had our Qwilfish. Unfortunately, couldn't get it lined up correctly. All right, next game, we got the Mandibuzz versus the, Qwilfish. We are going to stay in for now. We're going to switch out here to catching move. Let's see what they throw. Okay, Aqua Tail does get used. Looks like they're going to be spamming a bunch of Aqua Tails, so we're going to have to try to get a shield here. Okay, they are going to be able to fire off the Aqua Tail here. We're going to shield, and we're going to potentially get a shield back. They really don't want to switch out, but now they know we have Dark Pulse. They're going for the farm down. Oh, they did get a huge farm down. Now we got to let this go. Ends up only being the Aqua Tail anyways. So at least we get the farm down. We see the Mandibuzz lurking in the back. So you got the Qwilfish Mandibuzz right now. What do they have in the back that does not want to see this Mandibuzz fighter? Possibly? Or maybe Psychic type? Let's see what they do here. We're both just dealing some fast move and charge moves to chip away. It'd be a huge indication on if they want to see this Mandibuzz in the back, if they invest some shields here. Looks like they are just trying to take us out with charge moves. We are going to tank this next one because we think we can get to one more. Okay, we get to this Aero Ace. Puts it in KO range, and we do get the KO, and there it is. Skunk Tank in the back is not going to deal well with this Claydol. So we can tank one, so we're going to just shield here and then tank the next one. Our opponent here does elect to go for crunch as well, and we are going to be able to farm down. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Claydol. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.